Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending today's monthly UK demonstration. It is 11 a.m. in Dublin, and today is April 11th, Tuesday. So let's go ahead and get started and kick things off with a question. And that's, why are we talking today? And ultimately, as the saying goes, brand or be branded. So in a nutshell, there's no other place on the internet that shows both employer and employee perspective on why your company is an employer of choice. And I'm of the belief that the best employer brand is a combination of the employer value proposition and the employee value proposition. If you add to that your corporate and commercial brand reputation, I think you have what ultimately encapsulates an accurate employer brand, which we are going to discuss a little further today. Before we talk about how Glassdoor works, let's talk about some technical tips and webinar housekeeping for all the attendees out there. So before we get started, you can connect to the audio using your computer's microphone and speakers. Alternatively, you may select the Use Telephone option after you join the webinar. And then all lines with the exception of mine will be muted to avoid the background noise. And then that being said, if you do at any point throughout the webinar have any questions, you should share them. If you go ahead and navigate to the right-hand side, you should see a question pane. And you can type it into there at any given time. I typically get a range of questions throughout the webinar, and some of which I will answer, but in the interest of time, I'll go ahead and save the majority for the end, for the last few minutes, where I'll do a Q&A. And finally, I can also confirm that a recording of this webinar will be available on our YouTube channel should you want to share with colleagues and or peers afterwards. So I can confirm that will be sent out within 24 hours. And then for all of you social butterflies out there, please join the conversation online and use our hashtag, and it's hashtag GDChat, or you can tweet us at Glassdoor UK. So hashtag GDChat or tweet us at Glassdoor UK. Cool. So let's get started then. I am your featured speaker today. My name is Lauren Hine, and I manage the EMEA Sales Development team here in Dublin. And here's my picture, so you can put a face to the name and voice. And a little bit of background about myself. I've been at Glassdoor a little over 2 years now, and I started out as a sales development representative out of our San Francisco office, and now I manage the sales development team that just launched in Dublin in February of last year. And then as you can see today, I also help out the marketing team in spreading the word about Glassdoor. So as a little bit of insight for all you is we've actually had an incredible rate of growth, and this was fueled by the Google-led $70 million round of funding that took place at the start of 2015. So some of you would have also seen the news of our launch, like I said, in Ireland in February of last year, which also follows our launch in Germany, France, Netherlands, which have all taken place in the past 12 months. So it's busy times over here. So let's go ahead and hop into an agenda. And this is what I plan on covering today. First, we will speak about today's candidates and their decision-making process. Then we'll speak specifically about your employer brand. And then I'm going to just give you some quick wins and share with you some things that you can do immediately on Glassdoor today. Then we'll do a quick live-to-site demo, show you a little bit about some of the differentiators between our paid-for solutions versus our non-partner solutions. And finally, I'll leave the last 5 minutes or so for any questions that you have. So let's go ahead and get started. So the days of blindly applying for a job are long gone. And this is because today's candidates treat their job search as a critical decision. One where they are going to rely on reviews, research, and referrals before making a decision on where they're going to apply for their next job, and obviously where they're going to take their next position. So the job search experience has changed for job seekers today. And this is because how we successfully attract talent is different. Job seekers behave a lot like consumers. So with more access to information than ever before, job seekers are now carefully considering their choices. So if you think about in the same way that we go online to research before we buy, you think of sites like Google Search, Amazon, TripAdvisor, job seekers are acting in a very, very similar way. And so a couple stats for you guys are 81% of shoppers conduct research online before buying, and 7 in 10 seek out reviews before purchasing. So if you even think about relatively insignificant decisions, we end up doing a ton of research first. So when buying something online, we will go to at least 3 different websites before purchasing. So if you think about we're doing that for, as I said, smaller purchases, think about the kind of research we do before making an incredibly important life decision, like choosing a job. We have found that on average, job seekers use 18 sources and look at 7 to 8 reviews to do research before they even send in an application to apply for a company. So job seekers today want to learn critical information about a company before applying, interviewing, or accepting an offer. And they do this because they want a window to learn what it's like to really work for a company. And beyond that, they're really wanting to get that feel for the company culture, the leadership team, and career advancement opportunities before applying or accepting an offer. Similarly, consumers want to know what kind of company you are when they choose to spend money with you. So they want to understand how you treat your employees and if you're a reputable organization. So that means both job seekers and consumers are consulting a variety of sources that provide context to their search. So think of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and sites like Glassdoor. So you need to be involved in the conversation going on where job seekers are going online and consuming information about your company. Because of the wealth of information on the internet, job boards, professional networks, social media, etc., candidates have very high expectations. So job seekers want way more information than just the job description. And what we found from a Glassdoor survey is the top 5 things that they want to know when they're doing research are, first is going to be, what makes your company an attractive place to work? What does the compensation look like? What do the benefits look like? What are the mission, vision, and values? And then they just wanted to understand the basic company information. And not only are they wanting this, but they want to hear everyone's perspective. So what we found from a 2015 Edelman Global Trust study is that although friends and family are still the most trusted at 72%, content provided by employees is the number 2 most trusted source of information on a company. So job seekers, when they're going online and doing their research, they don't demand perfection, but what they do expect is a level of transparency and authenticity from employers. And another survey Glassdoor did in 2014 showed that 90% of employees say they want to work for a company that embraces transparency. So as you can see, kind of already a trend and a word that we're using quite often is transparency, right? So we all know that where you work is one of the most important decisions you'll make in your life, and candidates feel the exact same way. So with that in mind, the way that candidates search for jobs today has changed. So let's look a little bit into what that behavior looks like. Here are just a few stats for you to support that claim. So 83% of recruiters describe today's talent market as candidate-driven. Candidates are weary of employers' messages. Employees are 3 times more credible than the CEO when talking about work conditions. And then lastly, 75% turn to peers before making their own decisions about a brand. So the reality is people want and expect transparency. Every day we're making better and more informed decisions based on reviews because often in the past, our expectations just didn't match reality. So as consumers, we turn to each other on sites like Amazon, Yelp, Zoopla, Expedia, and TripAdvisor to make more informed decisions about product purchases, where to eat, property, and our next holiday. So now with Glassdoor, we're essentially applying that same idea to employment, and we're helping people make decisions through the power of information transparency. And we're passionate about it. Glassdoor's mission is to help people ever find a job and company that they love. So let's go ahead and take a step back for a second and look at the typical candidate journey and decision-making process. And I'll go ahead and highlight at every step where Glassdoor is going to influence your candidates. So we start here at the top of the funnel. This is the awareness piece, and this is where the majority of employers like you invest in channels like LinkedIn, Indeed, and staffing firms. Glassdoor provides job advertising to increase candidate flow in this area. And so once a candidate is made aware of your job, the next question they ask themselves is, okay, I'm interested. Do I actually want to work for this employer? And this is where Glassdoor's unique business value starts for the employer. Glassdoor is the only vendor that is able to influence the candidates at every step as they consider you as an employer of choice. So we're doing this, if you look at this middle section right here, all the way down to the offer, Glassdoor infuses our website with employee reviews, interviews, salaries, benefits, and ratings, coupled with company's unique employer brand so that candidates can make more informed and smarter decisions when it comes to job search. So as you can see, Glassdoor is touching candidates all the way from the awareness piece to the point where they're accepting a new position. As I mentioned, Glassdoor has had a rapid rate of growth. And as you can see, as it stands today, we have over 13 million reviews on over 600,000 companies. And the level of engagement also has increased, and 89% of our users are saying when they go on Glassdoor and they do research that they are open to or searching for a new opportunity. So what that goes to say is that, while some people may be going on Glassdoor more passively, if they come across your company page and something really wows them, they could be open to something new. So obviously that employer brand is really important. So that brings me to our next slide and a timely question. What exactly is an employer brand? So I'll answer by borrowing a great quote from the founder and CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. And Jeff says, your brand is what other people say about you when you're not in the room. And the room today very much is the internet and social media. And then for the purpose of today's conversation, that room is Glassdoor. So ultimately, if you are not online telling your story, someone else will go ahead and do that for you. So as you're sitting there as the employer thinking about what exactly your employer brand means to you or how are you represented online, here are some questions you can ask yourself and then kind of bring back to your team to discuss internally. And the first one would be, would current employees recommend your organization to a friend? What are employees and job seekers alike saying about you on social media? And then what is your rating on Glassdoor? So another stat for you is 69% of workers surveyed would not take a job at a company that had a bad reputation, even if they were unemployed. On top of that, a staggering 84% would consider leaving their current jobs if offered another role with a company that had an excellent corporate reputation. And the reality of these stats is that job applicants have access to more information about potential employers than ever before. So Candidates can now weigh their options, comparing benefits and salary, and decide which opportunity and employer are right for them. So it's as much about the candidate interviewing you nowadays as it is you interviewing them. So now when top talent comes in for an interview, you can think about why this company is the best fit for them. You could potentially do research on Glassdoor on the company they came from and let them know how your company is potentially stronger or better in those areas. So at this point, you're probably wondering what exactly Glassdoor does, and I will kind of briefly jump in and give you a little background on what exactly we do and what exactly we sell. So I'll start it off by saying we don't really have a one-size-fits-all approach and create tailored solutions based on each company's individual needs. And having said that, our product line has three main components. And the fastest growing component is job advertisements. And this targets our high-quality, well-researched candidates based on search behavior and profile information. Next is going to be our display advertising. So the purpose of display advertising is really to help you build brand awareness and influence job seekers throughout the site. And then there is our enhanced profile, and this helps you as a company influence job seekers and tell your side of the story of what it's like to work at your company. And I'm kind of briefly going over these, but I will actually show you, in our live decide, I'll show you what these some of the differentiators between the branded and the unbranded profile. So, and then lastly is we have access to a wealth of analytics. And as you can see on the screen, we have access to some more basic information, which would be like profile views, candidate demographic, education, years of experience, gender, age. And then we can do some more in-depth type of analytics, which like tracking your overall brand awareness. We can analyze employee sentiment, previous versus current, by location, and then you can also benchmark your company against your competitors. So this is kind of the tip of the iceberg of the analytics. We can do a lot more, but for the sake of time, I'll go ahead and jump to our live site. So let's go ahead and do that. So first things first, I'm going to just pull up a web page. Okay, and when we talk about understanding your employer brand, let's just start to understand like how candidates are consuming information about your company. So let's say I just want to figure out working at, let's say, what it's like to work somewhere. Cool. I just typed this into Google. Glassdoor pops up first. I'm going to click into their page. So this is a non-partnered account. This is what all of you have right now with Glassdoor. I just want to kind of run through it really quick. So first things first, if you're wanting to take anything away today, listen in right now. Here are some quick wins. First, check out your page. See if you have this little red dot here. That indicates that no one within your company has claimed this page and is owning the information here. So first things first, you want to make sure you claim your free employer account. So as you can see, you can click here or this little work here, get a free employer account right there. So first things first, if I look at this page, there's the basic company information, here's their rating, and then it jumps right into reviews. You can also see that on the right-hand side, I'm being targeted for positions in Dublin and some kind of technical sales roles. Makes sense because that's what I am in. And then you can see there is some other advertising on this page. And it'll go all the way down and just is filled with content from employees, previous and current. So this is kind of, like I said, that basic profile. The things that you can do today are, one, claim this profile and update your company logo. Make sure this overview is correct and up to date. Add a CEO photo. Keep going down. You can add some basic company photos, so just life inside the office and such. And then lastly, and most importantly, you can respond to reviews. So once you claim this account, you have that capability, and I highly recommend doing so. So just as a point of reference, I'm now going to hop over to ARM Holdings. They are one of our key partners and have kindly allowed us to use their profile for today's webinar. So first things first, you'll notice this branded cover photo that actually turns into a video. They've highlighted that they were on Glassdoor's Best Places to Work for 2016, so they've highlighted that award. And then let's scroll down. Okay, first you can already see right here, they have all of their own jobs on this page and they have full real estate. As I scroll down, you'll see they've highlighted awards and are giving some basic company updates, very much like a news feed. And then they've connected with all of their other social media. So I can see they're connected to Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Google+, Instagram. And then keep going down. They have a company video, content that they have heavily invested in on the page. And then this is also one of my favorite sections, is the Why Works For Us section. So they've highlighted their culture, impact, early careers, students, benefits. They've chosen 5 areas that they think are really important for job seekers to see when they go online or research them, and they want them to have access to this information. You can choose any 5 areas to highlight, and you can change them anytime. This is just what ARM Holdings has decided to highlight. And then if I keep going down, then you'll see the review portion. They also, you can see, have a featured review. As a partner of ours, they have the opportunity to select a review that they really like to filter to the top of their page. So as you can see, ARM Holdings has full real estate of this page and have all of their own branding, no competitors on there. And quickly, I'm just going to hop into their Employer Center. As I mentioned, they have access to kind of some basic information like traffic, and I can take it even further, and I can look at the demographics and top companies people are searching when they go on and go to ARM Holdings page, so where are they clicking to before and after, the top job titles by location, as you can see in here. And like I said, this is kind of just the tip of the iceberg of what you can do with the analytics, but I just want to give you guys a little bit of insight. So lastly, as you can see here, fully branded page, and if we pop back over here to DS Smith, you can see there's a pretty big difference in how they look. Should you require kind of more information around this, just feel free to get in touch with me after the webinar, but I'll go ahead and hop back in to the webinar. So I'll go ahead and recap again. The most important takeaway from today would be to claim your free employer account on Glassdoor and get involved in the conversation. We have plenty of additional free resources available once you log into your account, as illustrated on this page. You'll find everything from webinars on demand to free ebooks and guides. And we're really trying to create a portal that employers can use as a place for thought leadership. So I encourage you to go on there and check out the resources that we have. Once you've claimed your free employer account, go ahead and manage your company information. Make sure that is current and up to date and accurate. Next, have a conversation with your leadership team and discuss how you'd like to go about responding to reviews. I know, for example, at Glassdoor that we will have kind of each department respond to reviews appropriately. So like our VP of marketing will respond to any reviews left by marketing individuals, HR, sales, and so forth. And our leadership team has banded together to discuss how the voice they want to use to respond to these, and our team at Glassdoor responds to, I can fairly confidently say, pretty much all the reviews that are put up on the site. Okay, number 3, once you claim the account, understand the demographics of your candidates today. So log into the Employer Center and look at the analytics, see who's coming to your page, see if you're attracting the types of demographics that you think you are or you're wanting to attract. And then lastly, benchmark your brand awareness against your competitors. So what you can do is kind of see where you land on the map and give you some insight into areas you're probably doing really well and then potential areas of growth. So biggest thing here is to claim that free employer account should be able to do today. And then in conclusion, Glassdoor is going to help you brand, influence, and hire higher quality candidates. And we're going to help you amplify and communicate your employer brand, EVP, and ultimately hire and influence quality candidates along the way. Today we specifically spoke about the enhanced profile and job solutions to help you overcome your challenges and accomplish your goals. But the next steps for you, again, can't say it enough, is to claim your free employer account so you can access some of the data I highlighted today and get involved in the conversation happening on Glassdoor. And then should you require a more tailored demo, please contact me or our team today after the webinar. And then I can confirm that you can expect an email from us within 24 hours with a recording of the webinar. And also it will be available on our YouTube channel. And then at this point, if you have any pressing questions, now is a really good opportunity to ask them. I'm going to go ahead and stay on the line for a few more minutes to address any questions you might have. And then for those of you leaving the call now, thank you very much for joining and enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm going to go ahead and see what questions we have and we'll hop back on the line. Okay, so first question is, can we post job adverts? And the short answer is yes, we do have single job postings and you can buy them online without speaking to anyone. You can sign up and they are single job postings that last for 30 days and it's a one-time fee. I do recommend if you have more than a handful of jobs that you get in touch with us because it typically is more cost effective to do a branded and jobs focused solution versus just posting the jobs, because essentially what happens is if you post the jobs but there's not a ton of information on your profile, you're ending up attracting to candidates to a potentially unclaimed or unbranded page. So I always recommend at least exploring the option of doing the branding and the jobs together. However, to answer the question short, yes, we do have single job postings, and yes, you can do them post your jobs online manually through the website. Okay, next question. Okay, so what about false transparency? If you have comments from non-employees who have been turned down for a job, posting lies. So if you have any information on your Glassdoor page that you think is breaks our community guidelines, I want to encourage you to go to our help center and look at our community guidelines. We do have very strict rules of what's appropriate and what's not appropriate to be posted. And if you feel that it violates that, if you look on the review, in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little flag. Flag the review and put why you think it violates the guidelines, and then it will be sent to our content team to be moderated by a human who works solely for the content piece of Glassdoor. So if there's anything on Glassdoor that you think is violating of the guidelines, again, please flag it, and our content team will get back to you as far as if the review either meets or does not meet the guidelines. If it does not meet the guidelines, it will be taken down. So next one is, should we have a customer service representative responding to reviews? So again, it's different from company to company. What I recommend doing is talking to the leadership team and figuring out kind of what the voices you want to be responding to the reviews, and then have that united voice responding to all of them so that it's not disjointed, right? So that you all have similar messaging across the board. On that front, we always recommend when responding to kind of take the high road, thank the candidate or employee for feedback, and then kind of acknowledge the points brought up, and then you can either discuss, we are addressing this internally, or kind of give them a little bit of background information of what's happening on your side to kind of combat whatever they've said in the review. Another question is, do you need to pay to update the logo? You don't. You can update your logo. That's part of the free employer account. So once you claim your free employer account, you can just go ahead and log in as an admin on the page and gain access to the content to update that. I will say that we only allow employees with a certain title to gain access, because you can't just let it be a free-for-all. So if you are a director or lower, we will just need to get approval from your director saying that it is okay for you to have access to this page, and you'll just need to email confirmation to our content team so they can double check that you are indeed able to have access. Okay, it looks like I've actually run over time, and I apologize if I wasn't able to get to all the questions. Please, if I didn't get to your question, just shoot me an email afterwards, and I'm happy to address it. And again, thank you all so much for attending today's demo day, and I trust that you found this session useful. And as I said, please reach out to me if you need anything further. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.